It's been an easy 1-2 finish. I mean, our car is pretty good. It's pretty good, if I do say so myself. Let's see, what do we got going on? We just started new designs literally like right before this, so I don't think there's going to be a whole lot to do before we get into this. Before we get to our hospitality area is upgraded. Let's go. You think having every driver detailed scout helps later in line? That's kind of where I'm starting to get there, where I've started using I'm going to start using my scouts pretty much whenever they're available. So that's something we're definitely going to be doing in the future. I have $33 million. I should spend some of this. The problem is they're all really expensive. Taxman do be chasing. He do be zooming. Only 15 mil for the car part test center. That helps with engine cooling and brake cooling. Apparently that's good. So any passive boost to engine and brake cooling we have is a-okay by me. I mean, do we just go ahead and full send both? I think so. I'm always going to refuse to do active brake stuff. I did just call it out. That's on me. That's my fault. I did do that. I'm going to do 2 in the top 6. I'm doing 2 in the top 6. 2 in the top 6. Fast. I can't promise fastest lap. Stop giving me fastest lap as the sponsor target. Or do I? No, I don't. I don't do it. I don't do it. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of it. We're kind of poor now, but nonetheless, it's Barcelona. Russell, you absolute fool. I hate you. I hate you so much. I hate you so much. Oh, I hate you so much. Oh, I hate you so much. Oh, I hate you so much. Here's gonna get a clean lap. Perfect. Mick comes through. 2 tenths behind signs. Should definitely not be 2 tenths behind signs. Yeah, Russell, get absolutely destroyed. Here also looks like Ferrari brought some upgrades. Here we are, the end of Q1. Zhou always good about getting out early. Can he pull himself out of that bottom 5? Oh no!
The checkered flag is now out.
No, he doesn't. Oh, Zhou, so close. Dragging that Williams out of Q1. You go on, son. Go on, the lad. Look at that, dragging that Williams into P12, pretty solid. I've been kind of plugged out since the season started. I need to get back in. It was him on a tractor, looks wholesome on Insta. That's funny. All right, it looks like we're gonna get a clean lap, but Perez did not. That's hilarious. Although Pierre does not improve as much as we hoped. Uh-oh. Is our OP car slightly less OP than it was this time, not but a round or 2 ago? You know, it wouldn't be fun if we were just, you know, running away with it too hard. Maybe we should have spread out our upgrades. I wonder if there's a strategy in there about, you know, timing your upgrades a lot more spread out, so you'll get little chunks instead of like major upgrades all at once kind of thing. We'll hop on board with Pierre Gasly as he makes his way through the final sector to start his flying lap here at the end of Q3. We've lacked a little bit of pace so far this quali session, but will he be able to put it on pole? We'll have to see. We're gonna need to see some absolute banging sectors here, Pierre, if you're gonna want to put it on top. Mick goes yellow for a sector, not what you want to see. Pierre does improve his first sector time. That is a good sign. Mick, let's see a couple of good final sectors here. Green second sector for Mick, love to see it. Pierre, a yellow second sector. Uh-oh. Have we seen some adversity? Mick up to the line does not improve. Pierre up to the line does improve, but only 7 thousandths. It is a second row lockout for the Haas F1 team, but uh-oh. Sainz, Verstappen, Gasly, Leclerc though having an absolute nightmare down there in P7. I'm wondering if we sent Mick a little too close, got a little too much dirty air. And Pierre, I don't know what happened with Pierre, but we're lacking a little bit of pace. We're lacking a little bit of pace right now. Although this is where it gets exciting, you know. This is the move. Medium, soft for Mick. Soft, medium, soft for Pierre Gasly. Actually, I think I'm going to start on standard for Pierre, just because he's going to be on the used tire. We're going to start on standard. We're going to try not to yeet the tires too quickly. All right, let's do it. Spanish Grand Prix. It's going to be a little spicy after the last couple of rounds, but we like a little bit of spice, you know. We spent a lot of the last round watching other people go around, so it's time for some spice. It's time for spiciness, man. About time everyone brought some upgrades. It's not too easy if Haas runs away with it off the jump.
Races on the Formula One calendar. This is
Here we go,
Spanish Grand Prix. And it's
lights out and away we go. Anyone want to make any spices happen going into turn one? We'll have to see. Pierre with a goated start immediately jumps into P2. Gonna trying to follow around Carlos Sainz, not give up the inside to Verstappen. Mick thought about, oh, Mick does lose a place down into P5. Bottas making the way up. What a good start for Valtteri if that's the case. Verstappen in P4, that's a rough start. Pierre though into first place, as we can see. We'll deploy on him a little bit, try and make that move stick.
Haas with an overtake.
I totally missed it, so we will be watching this. Oh yeah, it gets the inside line right there. Makes it stick all the way through. Forces the Ferrari wide, slamming the door shut. Pierre Gasly. Because we started on maximum fuel. Like the default was the maximum fuel you could put in. So apparently we didn't get to put in any more than we wanted to, so we have to leave a little fuel in.
Is that a new race position for Haas?
We'll put Mick up into deploy a little bit, make the move on Verstappen stick, drop him back down to neutral and standard. We're gonna push a little bit on fuel. I think we're all right with this. We can gain this back later. Here opened up a nice 6/10 gap behind to Carlos, make that an 8/10 gap, as DRS will be enabled this lap.
So DRS is enabled now.
And look at that, pretty much. Something I've noticed so far this season is that everyone's falling pretty close, except for the Aston Martins. Look at the Williams in P10. Go on, son, ahead of Ocon in the bin. Look at the Williams, though. Woo! Sheesh. I tell you what, I saw a couple of people talking about doing in their saves, and you know what, I regret not taking a closer look, because this guy dragging a Williams up into P10 right now in Spain, whew, this kid is flying. Something to keep an eye on for sure. Back over here with Mick. We're gonna go ahead and drop Pierre back down. Mick, I'm all right pushing on a little bit, trying to create that gap behind to Verstappen. This is going to be an interesting one. I think the first round of pits, I did not check any tires, by the way. Sainz on the mediums, Bottas on the softs, Mick on the mediums, Verstappen on the mediums. Big crash. Big crash. Seb! No!
Okay, so there we have the LP.
Oh my god. Oh! Alpha on Alpine! Oh no!
They'll have felt that.
Safety car, safety car. All right, this is actually beautiful. We're gonna get an opportunity to save tires, save fuel, recharge ERS. We're in the lead now. Mick is exactly where he started. We are vibing. He's not out. Seb not out, thankfully, but definitely hurting. How's that front? That side was wrong. I can't really see a whole lot of damage. If anything, it's probably chassis, if I had to guess. No, it's literally lap 3. Claire, how are we doing, Claire? We literally just watched it. Oh, Kevin Magnussen in the bin. Chris, you gotta stop acting like this every time someone shows up. So far, you've only missed Kevin Magnussen punting Zhou Guanyu and Sebastian Vettel going into the final sector. That's why he has no front wing. That's why Zhou is out. It looks like Seb just got a change of tires. That Max is in slow motion. Oh, he's probably, I don't know, serving his penalty. I don't know.
Got loads of energy.
It's such a good one, dude. I'm so proud of that emote. I'm not gonna lie. It's so good. Where are we at? What's going on? What's going on at the top? All right. Is the safety car in this lap or no? Or are we going another lap? Looks like we're going another lap. Sick. We're going another lap, saving fuel all day long. All right, it's got to be in. Yeah, I'll say it's got to be in this lap.
The safety car is in.
I never said you couldn't make friends. I'm just saying you come on very strong when other people show up in the chat. That's all I'm saying. All right, Pierre, let's disappear. Mick, let's get by Valtteri. Oh, go on, Mick. Oh, Mick, that would have been amazing. Not like your Blaze over here. Just happy to see others. Oh, I mean, that's fair. That's a fair assessment. That's a fair statement. Not gonna say it's not. I know. Why wouldn't Mick just absolutely send that? Oh yeah, get it in there. Yep. Mick, it's Dakota. We need you to sandwich the Ferrari. Thank you. Oh, just full send it into the chicane, Mick. Do it. Woo! Through the pole. Mick! Mick, what's going on here?
Mercedes moved up a place.
Wow. Bottas really just sent one in there.
Now, just watch the Mercedes here.
Oh, around the outside of the chicane. Woo! That's a move by Valtteri right there. That is an absolute unit of a move. We're gonna chill out for a couple laps. We're gonna let him settle back in. Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, when Pierre gets himself some clean air, he is flying. Especially when Sainz has. Oh, whoa, who was that? Sainz in the bin. In the bin. He's in the bin. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, watches the rest of the field. Drives right by. Sainz in the mud. Ferrari on the weekend, they bring upgrades. Their drivers in the mud. Dude, that's our neighbor's dog.
I don't know what just happened.
British.
Copy.
This is what happens when you get here. Is this another safety car? What'd you break? Hey, remember that front wing you told me to make? Oh, and he just passed the pits. Oh, it's... Dude, my neighbor's dog lives on their, or like stays on their ground floor, barks at literally anything. Literally anything. Literally anything. Dude, we blame British here because the last 2 races, he's been fine. He's been fine. But British comes back and all of a sudden, British, don't think I won't immediately go on to the hards. I need to, oh, God. And he has a penalty. Oh my God. Save some fuel at least. Why are you going so slowly? You have a broken front wing. It's not like... Oh, it's a virtual safety car. I see. Oh my God. God damn it, Mick. God. How far can the hards go? I mean, I think we have to do this. Oh, that's gross. I think we have to do this. I don't know. Maybe we can get away with putting the mediums on and doing like one of these. Do a long stint on hards and end on the mediums. I mean, he's... Yeah, we need to do that. And he's got a 5-second penalty. Gross.
Copy.
Box, Mick, box. Yes, do it. He's gonna be sitting, he's gonna be in the box for forever. The good news is the signs spin, slow down, put Bottas in second with 2.8 second gap, and then Leclerc has a 7-second gap to Bottas. So if anything, Pierre is the big winner here, and Mick is in the bin because British is here. Oh my God, 3 front wings, a chassis, a suspension, I don't know, we broke everything. We broke everything. And I don't fully understand why. This bird's I have to blame someone. Literally on Friday, I was the only one here. I was literally the only one here. And we won back-to-back races on a 1-2. Also, watch this time in pit and watch this stop time. I was literally the only one here. And we had a 1-2 going away. And as soon as British comes back, all of a sudden... Oh my God, he's 23 seconds and he hasn't even hit the pit box yet. Oh my God. Don't take the strategist for the driver's options, that's fair. Oh, they added a serving penalty box, that's cool. Oh my God, he hasn't left the pit box. It's been 40 seconds and he hasn't left the pit box. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. In the bin. He was in the pits for 45 seconds. Oh my God. He was in the pits for 45 seconds. Jesus. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. You do you, mate. Oh my God. It was a good race. This weekend got off to such a bad start, just in general, because my goodness, what is this? Gross. We're hopefully now gonna sandwich the entire field. Yeah, you're right. I do need a red flag now. Or for some reason, Mick just becomes the absolute GOAT. What happens if I'm just curious. Could we... Or, wrong one. We could try and go to the end. We could try and go to the end. And literally just leave him alone. I'm just saying it's an option. We could literally just put Mick on harvest or on harvest, like save tires, maximum conserve tires, and just leave him alone. And then his race will be over eventually. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. This is why I don't do the strategy. I mean, it worked out before. I think Mick caught wind that we're scouting other drivers and is reacting accordingly. I think that's what this is. I don't know if there's a whole lot more to it than this. Because he came in so clutch last 2 rounds. 22-0, 22-1 for Bottas. Got it. So Pierre still got a little bit of that pace. He does have that tire advantage over Valtteri. George Russell now into the last podium place. We'll watch this battle a little bit because not a whole lot of thing. Mick has this, well, to be fair, here's how I justified it in my head. 1, Mick is going into his last year of his contract, of his current contract, which means we can save a little bit of money in the off season by keeping him on, and we can evaluate how this season progresses as we get to the end of his contract. 2, there are other drivers I have an eye on, aka one Russell George, who are coming to the end of their contract with their teams. So I think there was definitely reason to keep him, and he also has I also have to take into account we stopped developing the car last year. The brakes were very bad last year. They were very bad, and I think Lando is also coming to the end of his contract. And so like there's a couple of drivers who are interesting prospects who we're keeping an eye on, who are coming to the end of their contracts. The way Mick finished the year last year isn't that different than how Pierre finished the year last year, so they can't really take that against him very much. And so there's a couple of factors that you kind of just have to keep in mind as we continue on. So there's a couple of things that go into it. And so I think the biggest thing though is that Mick's contract is really cheap. He's coming into this last, I mean, he's only has like a handful of months left. And so we'll see. I mean, the last couple of races, he built up a lot of goodwill, and then he goes out and does this, which is obviously less good. Look at the Williams. Great shout. Oh my. Also, Yuki in P11. Granted, I know he's the benefactor of a couple of mistakes from people down here, but Yuki in P11 battling for points. Look at this. Williams bringing some upgrades. Defending against the Ferrari. Ocon in the bin. Barely in the top 10. Ivan. Oh, dude, he's not been great in my save either. Yuki is struggling mightily in F1 22. Like, just not great. Granted, he got put in the Williams basically immediately, but he's not doing what doing's right now. It's just dragging this Williams up, you know, banging on the door of points. Hit window entered. All right, we can go a little faster then. Try and use these tires to our advantage. The game did a lot of tires dirty, which is one thing you just like, yeah. I don't remember reading anything about them doing like driver like balancing at all throughout the year. So I feel like they kind of really did a lot of drivers dirty, but then they also didn't do anything to address things as they go on. So I feel like Albano spinning. Drivers like Seb, Danny, Yuki, Joe, and Albon all did dirty. Yeah, I can see that. I think they all definitely are performing probably below where you would expect them to, based on, you know, real life and all that stuff. I think it'd be interesting in the next, well, it's hard though. It's hard because in theory, all of the other teams would be, you know, increasing the drivers like points in different aspects and stuff. So it's hard to like do competitive balancing over the course of the year, but I think it's definitely something they need to improve on about the initial ratings of everything. I think that'd be interesting. I know it's obviously pretty new, and so they're still getting better at it, but Seb, a 4-time world champ, got put in a championship winning car and couldn't even get a podium finish. Yeah, it's one of those things that is just, you know, it is just a little wild that things like that or how that goes. All right, Pierre, good job. We're gonna be boxing at the end of the next. I'm gonna wait since he is really close, just in case. We're gonna be boxing at the end of the next lap, Pierre. Boxing at the end of the next lap. Push, push. Let's have a good in lap. All right, he's past the pits. On to a fresh set of mediums for that lad. That big harvest there. Bottas spinning. Uh-oh. Valtteri, moment's too big. Can't handle it. Pee down your own leg. How do you spin there? Go that. Hold on. You're going left. You're going left into the chicane, and you spin going the other way. How does that work? How does that happen? I'm not entirely sure. I'm not gonna lie. All right, Pierre, we're gonna try and harvest. Actually, no, we're gonna leave it on neutral. Mick, push on fuel. You're good. Do you? Here now with so much breathing room. Still the only one to pit. This is actually rough. We're gonna come out hopefully in this gap right here. If we can hit this gap, that's perfect. Get in front of Stroll. Yes, perfect. Yeah, Mick, you relax. All right, getting out in front of Stroll there was perfect. So now we get a little bit of clean air on the back of a pack that everyone still has to pit, pretty much. No, everyone does have to pit. Literally everyone is going to be pitting. You know, man, just relax. Go do you. I need to cut my fingernails, by the way. Russell in the pit, Norris in the pit, Ocon, Ricardo, Maloney, Sonoda, all in the pit. We fly. Now we have maximum clean air. Mick somehow still... Oh, Mick. Mick is in just his own world right now. Half of the field pits and he's still 15 seconds behind. Just make things. Okay, we need to have a real talk. This might be more of saying it for me to myself. We need to get another driver in Mick's seat. We need to get another driver like a Lando Norris, like a George Russell in that seat if Haas is truly going to go on a 10-year dynasty like I want them to. I am fully aware of the fact that it is my own personal biases of wanting to keep Mick in this seat. But if we're being honest, we need to make a move. We need to make a move, and it's mistakes like this that cost you championships. And in a year where we got the poopy points, we can't be having spins post safety car where now you're 30 seconds off the pace. Like, these are just things that you cannot have happen and expect to win championships. And so I'm fully aware that we need to make a change. And I know you've been telling me this, but sometimes it just, you know, I mean, you say it took you 4 seasons to let him go, don't fall into the trap. You did, but I'm literally on that path where I'm likely going to keep him this year. Maybe in the back half of the season, we might look to see if we can pick someone else up for cheaper. But at this point, we do need to build up a little bit of cash reserve, a little bit, because we did spend a lot of money on facilities before this race. But realistically, we need to be making a move. And I think the new plan after that will be win a couple of championships, bring Mick back, get Mick a championship. I think that'll be the move. He did win every championship in those 4 years. Yeah, I think that's the biggest difference right now. Look at Seb, P2 in that Alpine. Go on, the lad. Who knew getting punted by Kevin Magnussen would be this good for him? I tell you what, Seb's own safety car and then the virtual safety car are probably what saved his race. And now Seb's running in P2 and loving life. Ocon in the mud. Doing still P9, fighting, well, P9 for now. Probably no longer, but P9 for now. Still, a top 10 in the Williams is not bad. Is not bad at all. Yuki back down to P17. Mick still 3.5 seconds off of the pace of everyone else. But we're kind of vibing. Kind of off in our own little world. Who can we watch? Albano and Leclerc battling. The Red Bull family fighting. Oh, Albon's on the hards. Oh, that's a rip. That's a rip right there. We'll watch Sainz and Russell. Caught in the mud where he belongs. I mean, he just hasn't done anything special in this save. I have a save of Aston Martin that I haven't touched in a while, where I got him and Danny Rick, and they've actually been performing really well. But yeah, it's just he has not done really anything at all this entire series, really. So, you know, it is what it is. Your new driver who's yet to race, you need to get back on the game. Just hired Albon and Sainz and not done Bahrain yet. That's not a bad matchup. That's not a bad lineup at all. I think I talked about this. I can't remember if I talked about this on Wednesday last week or Friday, but this game is so good to like play a few days a week and not be the only game you play. I think the reason I'm hard addicted to it like I am is because I only play it a few days a week. And so it builds up that anticipation to like get back on and do it again. So that's why I think the game is so fun to me. Sainz trying to get by Albano. Oh, Leclerc has made his way well through the field. That's why Sainz, big moves. The Mercedes in the mud. Kevin! Oh, Kevin! Does jump back out in front of Danny Rick. Uh-oh. That puts Doohan back up well into the top 10. By that I mean 9. Sainz is 95 rated now, so he's got to be something good. You almost burnt yourself out on it instead of doing Football Manager recently. Yeah, these manager type games are like not the ones you can sit there and grind day in and day out, because it's just this, like a lot. Obviously, it's literally just this, and so you really got to mix it up a little more, or even just not touch it for a little bit at the same time. It's just one of those things, you know. So I get it. I totally do. Oh, banning Kevin was definitely the best decision we made, 100%. You know, there was a moment there, like season 2, where we were not sure if we were even going to if we were going to get rid of Mick and keep Kevin for the long term, as you know, that steadying presence. But I think getting the way Kevin finished his tenure with the Haas F1 team, it was time. It was time. Picking up Pierre and replacing Kevin with Pierre was probably the best move we made so far in our three from the third season we've done so far. And I think the next best thing we'll do is replace Mick with a George Russell, a Lando, one of those. You remember where it was also in the talks of getting rid of both? That was very short-lived. I remember I think I've done a pretty good job, but I started this series off with the idea of wanting to do it like fairly realistically. I didn't want to like come in, fire both drivers, throw $1 million at Charles Leclerc, and come in and like win a championship in season 2. Like obviously coming into Haas was going to be a multi-year effort. And I mean, it was even, I mean, last year, the last season that we just did, season 3, was like the target for getting like a 25% podiums, and we ended up getting like 50% or something like that, and a couple of wins with Pierre. But like, there was a legitimate moment at the end of season 2 where I was like, all right, we have to make some moves if we're trying to hit that target, which was the catalyst for getting rid of Kevin, especially the way Kevin finished the season, and picking up Pierre going into next year because his contract was up, and then we ended up getting him, and so like all of that stuff. Big issue with going for George Orlando is then you got 2 drivers who are going to be very, very close all race, like within tenths. I mean, yeah, I mean, it's okay. To be fair, also, I love the idea of having 2 drivers who are going to do that. I would love to see teammates battling it out for like a win. I would love to see that. I'm totally down. I'm not even going to lie. We could potentially look at another like younger potential kind of like developmental guy. I mean, we could put, I don't know, there's not a whole lot of really good options on the grid right now, but we could like look around. There's also good people. It was your biggest and hardest contrast, adapting for both of your drivers being the title contenders? Yeah, I think that's a very interesting thread to follow, is like if you have 2 drivers who are pretty level on points, at some point you really do kind of have to like prioritize one or another. Like who's going to get an upgrade that only, like, you know, you're only going to get enough components in for one driver. Like who gets those? I've had to make that a couple of times so far this season, and obviously it's been a lot easier because Pierre is definitely obviously our, you know, our title workhorse. But at the same time, it adds an interesting twist. It adds some contrast. It adds some intrigue. I mean, I could go out and just get Ocon. We'll just steal Ocon from Ferrari. We'll throw him in the seat, see how he does. No, we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. I was kind of looking at Charles Leclerc, but then he goes and signs with Red Bull this year, so probably don't want to touch that contract if we're being entirely honest. So we could pick up someone like a Leclerc, go even above Pierre, and turn Pierre into the second driver. I think that could be very interesting. I remember you mentioning Ollie Behrman. I think I have him scouted. I might look at him. We do have Theo Porcher, who's been our reserve driver for 4 years so far. So he also is an option to like bring up. Obviously his stats though compared to Mick's are atrocious. So I think at this point we need someone a little more proven than a reserve driver, but we definitely need to start looking at our options and see what we can do. Doing Sargent, I would love. I need to go find where Sargent is. I think he's a reserve for one of the teams. I can't remember. I'd have to go back and look. You actually seen Dragovic get a full-time seat anywhere? Really? I feel like I've seen his name floated around on here, but probably nothing more than a reserve role, obviously. Could be worth a look. Could be worth a little peek-see behind the scenes, see what we can find. I mean, are we gonna talk about Pierre just like driving off into the distance at this point? Mick still P18, but now on the back of Van Dorn. We'll hop on board with this title bout that we have going on between Mick and the slowest driver on the grid so far this entire season. What a battle. Old hards versus old mediums. Who's gonna come out on top? Oh, he's not gonna have DRS. He's a sitting duck. All around the outside into turn one. Oh, what a move. What a move. Textbook. The brilliance on the lad.
Haas with an overtake.
Oh, what a move. I don't know, man. There's English in there somewhere, probably. Oh, now we're gonna just go catch Verstappen. Just yeet everything at this point. Oh, we've caught up to the back of the pack as he's, you know, just a couple of laps away from pitting. I might extend this. I literally might extend this, especially since we're gonna get DRS for a few laps. I might just extend this for a little bit so we can, I don't know. That. His tire's the last. He's got a lot of tire left. We'll hold on to the back of this group, get DRS, try and make some moves. Verstappen push him wide. Oh, maybe we'll get lucky with the safety car. I don't know. He'll be the first to know, British. He'll be the first to know. Oh, down the inside, Max and Kevin in the bin again. How does Max get DRS there, by the way? He goes wide, that wide, into that straight and gets DRS. No, he's sticking the nose in. Make it stick. Oh, what a move. Because it's Alfa Romeo and Alfa doesn't really have very many better options at this point. It's him and Joe. Ooh, Stroll dipping a toe into the grass there. Can we talk about how Pierre came out ahead of Stroll and Stroll's still down here? Crazy. Come on, Yuki. Get him. Come on, Yuki. Get him. You can do it. He doesn't have DRS. Yuki, make the... Oh. All right, I was gonna get destroyed by. Oh, I'm so fascinated. I'm gonna be so interested to see how next year is gonna go for Haas. It's gonna be so interesting to watch, and I cannot wait. Dude, this Williams in a straight line is not like real life. That Aston Martin is not that fast in a straight line. I don't know if Yuki has damage or what, but he should not be struggling that hard. Not gonna lie. Oh! Oh, the mistake! Oh, Yuki!
Now we see the Williams here.
Oh, Yuki, go straight. Hey, Yuki, there's a right turn there. There's a long right-hander there. I love when you catch when you're on the person who just makes the huge mistake. All right.
Oh, and that's a crash.
All right, Mick, this is your moment. Let's see it. Let's show Yuki how it's done. Likely gonna be down the main straight. Poor Benotto getting paid 12 months garden. Yeah, I know. I saw that, getting paid extra to go on a full year of gardening leave, just so he won't have. Yeah, just so he won't be on the grid at all. Come on, Mick, round the outside into turn one. Attaboy. Mick, back into Pete's well. Just go. Just absolutely go, you know? Just go. Just get at it. Probably the easy. Oh, dude, are you telling me you get paid extra few $1 million just so you won't work? Like, yeah, I'm in. I will do it. I will make this sacrifice for us. I will do this. Jesus, our car is so much better than the Aston. Like, ridiculously so. tires is he going to? Oh, now we're going to the fucking bad. Oh, we started on the good tire. Now we're going to the bad tire. I see. We're gonna try and extend Pierre for 2 laps. Just because he's on the worst tires. That we're going on to the worst tires. And also we were a couple of laps ahead of the rest of the field at the same time before. Not give Verstappen DRS. Attaboy. Attaboy. Alright, Mick. Box for mediums, I guess. No, we're not. We started on the best. We started on these. We only have the 91s left. So I think you end on the worst one. You start on the best one, apparently. So we kind of, I think that's why we boxed a couple of laps early, which ended up working out because of the mistakes by Bottas and Sainz. But it'll be all right. That's why we're going to delay a little bit here, because this is where we should have been before, probably. So, all right, making the box. A lot of the other hard runners in. You've always started on the second worst of the game as a whole bunch of. Yeah, I feel like it would make more sense to start end on your best tire, not start on your. Our pit stop time is atrocious, by the way. It just makes so much more sense to start on. Sure, just stay on aggressive the whole way. Alright, Pierre's got some tire delta and some fuel we can burn off. Let's burn a little bit of fuel, Pierre. Let's get a little bit lighter. So we're catching Yuki on track now. Let's get a little lighter. A little bit lighter, a little bit leaner. I wonder if that's something. I wonder if the tires you start on can be something you select on that race prep screen. I'm curious. Yuki's on new softs and we're keeping up. No, and it sucks. Interesting. Yeah, that's odd. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I feel like that makes sense, but whatever. This game is weird sometimes. All right, let's see. 12.3 seconds to Bottas. That's the fastest lap for Mick. Cool. All right, Pierre, one more lap and then in. Actually, we can go ahead and set it up while we're here. Do that. Box. Next lap. Leclerc, Perez, Russell in. Bottas not, though. Bottas not in. But does he come in now? I think we box. Dude, I tell you, I think we box now. Yeah, with them all boxing now. No, but we fly. No, but we fly. We absolutely will murder these tires and go. We box next lap, and we just have an absolutely full send lap because they still obviously all took a pit stop. And Bottas likely pits this lap. We'll just absolutely fly and try to just
moved up the field.
gain a couple of spots. That's neat. Yeah, Bottas pits this lap, which means we're gonna try and we're gonna try and stop the undercut, which should be fine because we're absolutely flying right now. I love how Pierre on old mediums is keeping up with Yuki on new softs. And getting DRS, the lad. We're gonna stay push fuel. Alright, Pierre in the box. Signs not in the box. Interesting. He's going to the... no way they're going to the end. No way Signs is going to the end right now. Doing a P3. Screenshot it. Screenshot it. Clip it. Clip. Oh, he's gone. Alright, we'll need... Getting in a lap late is good. We're probably fine. I mean, we're definitely fine. Oh, Yuki, no. We didn't keep Yuki company. Yeah, there's no shot they're going to the end. If they are, they're throwing. Doing P3. All right, there it is. This is the box. All right, we're good. Let's go. Oh, did you try and post it? That feels like you tried to post it.
Was that a lock up on the track?
Oh, Verstappen in the mud. Yeah, hold on. Roles manager. No, not add a new role. Add new. Fastest lap here. Let's go. Try it again. Right now. There we go. I hope you enjoy your sparkly new badge, British. Where are we at? Mixing P14, battling Verstappen. That sounds interesting. There you go. Oh, go on, Mick! Oh, he's flying! Verstappen on 37% hards versus Mick on 80% mediums. Who's gonna win? You never know.
With an overtake.
Atta boy. Oh, we're flying. And no, I mean, this feels like a classic Spanish Grand Prix. Like, everyone's like out of a second of each other. Like, there's very few like on track battles going. I mean, look at this. This is the interval, like 13, 2.5, 1, 2, 1, 7, 2, 1, 3, 5, 2, 2.5, 7, 2, 1, 7, 10. Like, the only people within DRS of each other are Sainz de Leclerc and Ricardo and Vettel, who are battling. A classic. Go on, Sainz. Take away points from Leclerc. We love to see it. We need it. Tire check on those two. I think they were very close. Sainz, much better tires. Yellow flag. Sector 2. Who done it?
Looks like there's been a lock.
Maloney. Oh, come on, Zane. Sainz, pass the Red Bull. We're flying. No, this is not his easiest race win. Do you not remember Hungary last season? That was his easiest win. The easiest race he's ever had. He won that race by like 45 seconds, and it was not close at all. That race was absurd. You about Police Academy? Fair. Totally fair. Come on. I think I want Carlos to win. I mean, Carlos is nowhere in the battle, and Ferrari is in fourth, so I think we're okay with this. We're okay with Carlos taking points from Leclerc. Yeah, Hungary was absurdly easy for Pierre. Like, look at this fucking little mini map. There is like barely anyone within striking distance of anyone except for the Alpines. And like that's it. And these guys. Who is that? Oh, Russell and Perez are fighting. We can watch this one for a little bit. It looks like Sainz has a little too much pace for Leclerc at this point. I don't want Sainz to win. I want him to take points away from Leclerc because Verstappen is also in the mud, and so we're battling them right now in the constructors, and so we need as many points to come away from Red Bull as possible. And if that includes Carlos beating Leclerc, like that's fine. We are okay with that because if both Haas and Red Bull are going to have drivers in the mud in this race, we want their second driver, or I guess their first driver at this point, to be as far down the order as possible. So we are a-okay with Carlos beating Leclerc. I'm also acutely aware that Sainz took our fastest lap. I think we're going to send Mick on a fastest lap bargain hunting moment here, just because we can, just because we can throw him back on a used set of softs or something. Yeah. Sponsor money, my guy. Sponsor money. That little bit of money. Nah, you're right, there's no point, especially because I don't think he doesn't have any fresh set of, oh, he does have a fresh set of softs, so we could. Oh yeah, because he didn't get onto his. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like sponsor money. He's not scoring points. We're already leading the constructors, and he's currently in third in the drivers. So I don't think anyone around him, like everyone who's threatening him in the drivers, is already ahead of him. So might as well try and get a little bit of sponsor money. Oh wait, no, we're not. No, we're not. He is going to ruin our finish. I know, I'm so upset. We did not check the fastest lap box because I hate promising a fastest lap when it's such a hard thing to guarantee. So we did not check it. We got finish position, not fastest lap. So I remembered. We're good. I mean, we're vibing at this point. We are. I mean, we can try and do fastest lap with him. We can try. We'll let the tires cool down for a lap. The end of this lap, we'll full send. Leave him on light. We need to stay in DRS. If we can get DRS off of Seb here, that's actually perfect for us. All right, make fastest lap attempt. Let's get it. Because we're going to get DRS here off of Seb. We should fly by this Alpine, not gonna lie. We'll watch the onboard with Mick as we try and set a fastest lap of the race. That yellow flag is gonna bone us. Hopefully not. He does go purple for sector. Poor Seb. I know Seb is... Perez, no, that's fine. Dude, look at these gaps in the top 10. This is absurd. Sainz has caught Bottas. Oh, wow. That's rough. Mick goes purple, sector 2. Finish it up, Mick. Finish it up. Thank you. Make a flying fastest lap and then immediately flies by Ricardo. Attaboy, Mick. Alright, we'll watch this fight now. Having ship points sucks on my dude. I tell you what, I was not looking forward to it. It has added a very interesting wrinkle in the fact that now, like outside the top 6, you just don't care. Like if Mick makes this mistake in this race, like he's not battling back for a single point right here. He's still super out of it, but it just doesn't matter. Like it just doesn't matter. And so you can do dumb stuff like try and get a fastest lap on 50% mediums 4 laps before the end of the race. And it's like it's just that is what it is. All right, Pierre, 4 laps remaining. Bring it home. Sainz overtaking Valtteri Bottas for P2. Man, the Ferrari, specifically in Carlos Sainz's hands, is absolutely flying. Ocon can barely manage a top 10 finish in the same car, unless he just didn't get the upgrades for whatever reason. But holy, Sainz is flying. Yeah, Sainz is flying right now. That Ferrari got a lot of upgrades. We're just gonna say that. Tire check. Wow, and Sainz has the best tires all the way down to doing in P8, by the way. Doing with the best finish of a Williams I've seen in a long time. But still with Ferrari in 2031, that's why you grabbed him. Dang, that's a long stint in Maranello. It is a long stint. I don't know if Valtteri's going to have the pace to gain back the P2 he had pretty much the whole way. I tell you what, Mick went in the mud pretty early. He's going to finish P10 probably, which is admirable, I suppose, in certain ways. But at the same time, what could have been? Would have been so much better. Where did I put that? That ain't it. That ain't it. That ain't it. Wait, hold on, what?
Okay on fuel. Lift and coast will help. Understood.
Find out for 1 mil channel points. Oh yeah, a classic. I love that one. Technically it's 999,999. Just saying. Just saying. Oh, Pierre Gasly wins in Spain.
And it's Gasly, first over the line, and today's winner. Let's take a look at the replay.
Look at that, nobody near him. Back markers are the only people near him.
Just amazing.
Amazing.
I think that's a race that people will be talking about for years to come.
I think people will be talking about it for Carlos, because Carlos ran a beautiful race, that race. Pick with the defense. Pick securing a top 10 finish. Oh, the crowd goes wild. Oh.
Yep, low back.
P2 in his home. Dude, Carlos was flying this whole weekend and gets P2 in his home race.
That is checkered flag.
Beautiful stuff. Also, I love the voice lines. Still, wow, look at all that. Crazy. Mick goes down 6 spots. Verstappen in the mud. Just the deepest of mud. Started P2 on the grid, by the way. That's rough. Pierre extends his driver's lead. Charles pulls even with Max. Mick now also tied for P3 or P2 of the drivers. No points for him, unfortunately, but Pierre extending the lead, as well as we extend our lead in the Constructors' Championship as well. Love to see it. Love to see it. I don't think any dev points. Pierre gets a dev point. Love to see that. Porcher. We're going to have Porcher as a reserve driver, and he's going to be like 80 something overall by the time the series ends, I swear. Sponsor goals. Finish position streak. 2 in the top 10. 2 in the top 10. Completed. Reach Q2. Qualifying position. Done, done, done. Dude, we got 5.4 in the bank. Let's go. On to the next one, baby. Hey, it's not lucky if it's skill.